once again, we head to the Sword Coast near the Sword Mountains in the Dwarven stronghold of Axeholm. That is where we left last time. We made it through the main defenses in front almost effortlessly. We waltzed in through the front door of Axeholm. We made it into the main mustering hall, which is just beyond the main gate. And we headed west into a hall where we encountered some undead. That is where we ended last time. What would the party like to do next?
Do we hear anything else?
Roll perception. You hear the sound of wind whistling through the stone. There's some chimneys and whatnot throughout the building, and you can just kind of hear nothing but some wisps of the wind that blows outside as the sun sets.
You guys have any ideas?
Are the undead that we encountered, are those remains still around? Or did they dissipate in spirit or something like that?
You look around the room to see the 4 bodies of undead laying where they fell.
Myrin may approach one of the bodies and cautiously, and maybe to investigate one of them, just to see what it was, or just to see if there's anything he can see about it.
Roll investigation.
-10 on the roll, -1 on the mod. 9.
Myrin kicks one of the bodies with his boot and sort of rolls it over, and he can see that it's greenish brown skin, pretty short in stature. The clothes look very threadbare that it's wearing, as if it's been shambling around for at least a century.
Does it look dwarven?
Thardin can tell that all 4 of these undead remains are of dwarven descent.
Thardin, these remains seem quite old.
Aye, lad. May Moradin bless them and forgive them for their sins.
As you look around, you can see that this room, it's nothing more than a sort of antechamber hallway between whatever lies to your west and the mustering hall you just came through. So when you look north, you're looking down a long, narrow corridor that, with Willow's dark vision, she can see extends about another 60 feet past the edge of the page and terminates in a door heading back east. The rest of this space is comprised by this L-shaped hallway with many doors to the west, north, and south. To your backs, the massive double doors of the mustering hall through which you entered swing back closed behind you. The floor is strewn with bits of armor and the gnawed bones of dwarves who were killed and eaten by these savage undead that you have just lain to rest. Ceilings 15 foot high and featureless. Thardin is briefly taken aback by the sheer beauty of the dwarven architecture surrounding him. But only just briefly, as the party is now confronted by 5 doors made of thick, sturdy oak, reinforced with iron bands and fitted with iron hinges and handles.
Well, why don't we take that north door? The northern doorway in the room here.
So I would just maybe walk up to that one that's nearest to me just to see if... To see what the door... listen in maybe... Or if I...
Roll perception.
Is there any slits or windows in the door?
It's a solid oaken doorway. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and the roll? Was that perception?
Yes.
15 total?
You hear nothing beyond the door.
What do you guys think?
See if is it locked? I asked Myrin, is it locked?
Is there a handle or...
There's an iron handle.
Maybe just...
You may want to check for traps, lad.
Being that I'm realizing that we're in a space that maybe I've been untouched for a while, I would consider that as he says that, and maybe just examine the door real quick before I...
Roll another investigation check.
It's investigation. Investigation hurts. But 14.
You look and don't seem to find any sort of mechanism that you can see.
Okay. I'll just look back at everybody.
Thardin gets his shield and sword ready as Myrin may open the door.
Yeah, and I'll have dagger in one hand, but I'm just going to open it up slowly. And peer in as I'm opening it slowly.
As you slowly open the door, you can see inside. It's pretty dark, but your dark vision allows you to see most of the room. And you can see dozens of meager cots scattered about the floor. There's a pair of fireplaces standing cold and dark. They're with rubble-choked chimneys. So that, I guess you wouldn't have seen that, but a quick peek would lead you to believe that the chimneys are blocked with rubble, because you can sort of see them there in the fireplaces.
Mm-hmm. Intentionally?
Looks natural.
Natural. Age?
Perhaps the structural integrity of Axeholm was a bit compromised in a natural event.
And I'm able to move in just to the space a little bit. Is it the room very large?
It's about 40 feet by 50 feet.
Okay.
It's a bit of an oblong shape. where the chimneys are to the west is a bit less deep than the section that you walk into. So it's a big that shape.
Okay.
You came in from the south.
Well, I'll just move into the room cautiously. Just looking to see if there's anything of interest.
What's the rest of the party doing?
Thardin's going to move up closer to the door.
You see the same thing he did. This room seems to be empty and has been empty for a long time. It smells really musty. There's dust everywhere.
Yeah, I'm in there just curious if there's anything of interest. We may move on if there's nothing.
I will say that Nars is basically just listening for any sort of sounds.
I guess I'll go and take a peek in the room.
You see dozens of meager cots lying scattered about the floor, and a pair of fireplaces standing cold and dark.
Hey, Nars, do you want to try detect magic in here? Do you think there could be anything in here?
Sure. I will cast Detect Magic.
Nars casts Detect Magic as a ritual spell?
No, I'll just cast it normally.
Okay. Nars puts on his spectacles and looks around, and his face stays stoic, and he sees nothing magical pinging his sense.
Then I'll be up for just 10 more minutes, so if anything pings.
I feel like Myrin is maybe even just standing in this space looking around, and I mean, if he doesn't see anything of interest, he may just... Maybe, I know Thardin was right in the doorway, he might just say maybe we move on from here.
Okay. Is there any doorways leading out of this room?
Negative, Ghost Rider.
No?
Negative.
No,
And if I didn't see anything of interest in the space, I probably would just maybe start to move back out.
Okay, I guess we can always come back to this room if we feel we need to.
Back in the West Hall. Everybody's back in the West Hall.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You're faced with 4 more doors you have not tried.
We tried.
One of them leads west, one of them leads south. One of them goes north. One of them goes way north and leads back east.
Should we try the closest door to us? The west door?
Yeah. I'll move up there with them.
It's pretty much the same thing. We kind of...
Thardin's gonna try that
The
one.
door. Investigate the door.
Oh, you want to roll for investigation on the door?
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll.
An 8.
You hear nothing beyond the door.
It must be okay to open this door. I don't hear nothing. In the last room there was nothing as well.
Maybe open it slowly.
Aye.
We'll proceed with caution.
Is it locked?
You trying it to see?
Yes.
Thardin puts his hand on the iron handle on this door, and it easily pulls open to reveal tattered wool curtains. It's a smallish room. It's only about 15 feet from north to south. As you're looking at it, you're looking towards the western area, and you just see these tattered wool curtains.
Any movement in the room?
Negative.
No movement. The curtains, they're just like tapestry or something hanging on the wall?
They're a partition.
Partition.
Is the partition pulled back?
The partition is these wool curtains that are hanging about 5 feet into the room.
Okay. You guys think there could be something beyond that?
Possibility. I step into the room, and with my sword, I push the curtains aside.
Thardin pushes the curtains to the side, revealing a row of 3 very neglected-looking privies. Each one is set with a wooden bench against the back wall.
Yikes.
Well, if anybody's gonna go to the bathroom, now's the time.
You know what? I saw some real nice trees outside this this lovely structure, so I think I'm solid. Think so.
Well, when you gotta go, you gotta go.
And if you're held up, then you must need a place that is not so private. They don't look used, do they?
They haven't been used in over a century, maybe even 2.
They're dusty.
No one's been in here in over a century, maybe even 2.
Just do a quick peek of this room. Is there anything else besides the privies?
No.
No. Okay. I guess we back out of this room.
On to the next.
Back to your staging hallway. You have a doorway to your south. One more doorway that's north but leads westward. And a doorway beyond this very long hall that goes back east.
Well, we might as well take the south door. It's the closest one.
Does Thardin open that door?
Okay. I'll open it.
Thardin grabs the handle and the doorway easily pulls open on its iron hinge. And it reveals, as he's looking south, a room about 20... This room is about 20 by 25, and there are 2 very rusty anvils on the western portion, and a couple of hearths behind them. It is a smithy. You guys all recognize it immediately when you see that it is a long, cold smithy. There is a doorway all the way on the south end that leads back east.
Does it seem like we would be coming somewhat from the way we came prior? Or in the direction of? Or is that deeper in?
Sorry, what's the question?
Like based on this other room, would we be circling, would it be going back to where we came from, or is that going deeper into Axeholm? Or is it just east and west? I mean, it's like, because I guess we came in...
Doing some quick spatial reasoning, this would... You surmise that this would put you south of the mustering hall, where you came in.
Does this smithy have any weapons lying about?
Roll a perception check. No, sorry, roll an investigation check.
Alright. I have a 10.
The Artificer walks over to inspect the anvils and the area surrounding them and sees no weapons on the floor or anywhere in this room, but he does hear a slight fluttering noise coming from one of the hearths.
Oh god. Tell the party.
What's wrong, lad? You okay?
I hear some sort of creature inside of this hearth.
Arden steps forward towards Nars.
Who wants to take a look?
You're saying it's inside the hearth?
Hey.
I'll take a look.
Thardin bends down and keeps his shield above his face, and he kind of tries to peer into the hearth.
Everybody roll initiative.
Six for Myrin.
Suddenly, you see a dark, winged creature fly out of the hearth where Thardin has his shield up over his face, and it flies out in a panic, and it whips about the room, and it focuses in on Nars. And you see these fluttering of wings and this pink, long, pointy beak of sorts, and it lands on Nars and plunges it into its beak into his shoulder and starts to suck on his blood.
Is there an attack roll, or it just automatically?
Yes, it rolled a 19 to attack you.
Oh, bueno.
I will shield. So, I stick up both my hands, and as he's coming towards me, I'm going to shield against his attack.
You take 5 points of piercing damage where it gets
Well, I should take no damage if he doesn't hit me, right?
It did hit you.
How does he hit me with shield?
Say again?
If I cast shield, he shouldn't be able to hit me because I have a 21 AC.
Well, he rolled a 19. He has a +5 to hit, so he got through your shield.
Okay, that's not what you just said, but that's alright.
What did I just say?
You said he rolled a 16.
No, I said he rolled a 19, but I didn't add his modifier for you.
Oh, okay.
So with his modifier, that was actually a 24 to hit. You cast shield as a reaction.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I cast it as...
I'll let you take that back if you want, since it was not clear.
Okay.
So you're not casting shield?
No.
All right. Willow, you're next.
Okay, I'd like to cast Guiding Bolt at it as a 2nd level spell.
Roll for that.
19 plus 6.
You hit it.
Yay! Alright, how do I make you crispy? As a level 2, I get to add an extra d6. 4 apparently. 23.
Willow's bolt of guiding light and radiance absolutely vaporizes the scourge that is embedded in Nars's shoulder. And Nars, you feel a bit of the heat of the radiant energy wash through your arm as the piece of it that was inside you just is gone. We are out of initiative.
That creature was
Biggest mosquito I've ever seen.
a scourge, huh?
It was a scourge. It is now gone. It is dead.
You said there was another door in the space?
That's correct. It's on the opposite wall where the scourge just came from, on the eastern wall facing east.
You okay, Nars? Hey, Nars, you okay?
Yes. Perfectly fine.
Okay, cool.
DM,
Yes.
I actually don't get to know the attack roll, so I'll just say I used it. So, my bad. My misunderstanding of spellcasters.
You wanna go ahead and use that spell slot?
Yeah, I removed it.
In the interest of fairness, that's fine.
Yeah.
Well, your shield would still be up, right?
Yeah, it only lasts 1 round.
Oh,
Whatever.
okay.
So,
It's a reaction spell for when you get hit.
right, yeah.
And I'll move up to that door and just maybe look in there because it doesn't seem like a passageway door, more of like just some.
Do you want to like listen up against the door before we open it in case there's any more of those in there or
I
something?
mean, I'll go up to the door and just move in with caution. I feel like expediting a bit. I'll just check the door. If it seems free and clear, I'll just look into that space.
Okay. I'm not gonna make you roll.
Okay.
The door seems harmless. Myrin puts his hand on the handle and it opens it. It creaks open to reveal a tiny little hallway leading north.
Okay. I'll move into the space with caution.
Looks like a tool storage room
Oh, okay.
where some of the armor smiths and weaponsmiths would have stored their blacksmithing tools.
Oh, like a storage closet.
In fact, you can still see some hammers hanging on the hooks. They're all a bit rusty, but they're in serviceable shape.
Hey Thardin, do you need any more hammers? Could have all the hammers.
Maybe.
They're smithing hammers, they're not weapons.
Ah,
Yeah.
smithing.
Anything is a weapon if you try hard and believe in yourself.
Value behind the age and the craft of this. Maybe they can be restored to some value.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
The dwarven people, they're fond of all the weaponry and
The specific
the
crafting tools.
artisan crafts. Yes, and
All that
even if
vintage
they're old
goodness.
items, they'll still bring a nice value.
Is there anything that I see that is maybe looks particularly of value in this space?
We do have the bag of holding.
I'm just curious.
You see some tongs and some stoking tools and some hammers and things that you normally would associate with smithy work.
Okay.
So how,
Nothing really looks nice. I mean, it's all really old, and
so how big are the hammers?
the
Are they like
They're like smithing hammers, so they're much smaller, like small hammers.
They
so
are-
like
Warhammer.
if you'll forgive the pun, they are dwarfed by Thardin's Silverhammer.
so like theoretically Willow could like pick 2 of them up and just kind of like skip along with them until she decides to throw them at someone eventually. She may not be any good, but you know what?
But yeah, if there wasn't anything else of interest in the space, I probably would just I would step out.
Maybe the blacksmith in Fandolin would make use of these tools. We could give them to him.
That's a fun idea. Do you want to collect some, Thardin?
Maybe we just grab like I guess we could just refer to it as like blacksmithing set or something.
Yeah, and yeah, we could stick it in the bag and
Like rusted
rusted or
blacksmithing
Rusted,
set.
rusted dwarven hammer.
Willow greedily takes all of the old shitty tools from the storage and puts them in the bag of holding.
Bag of holdings overflowing with hammers.
It's just,
Greedily, we're gonna gift them to somebody. That's not greedy.
I didn't know it was a bag of hoarding.
Well, you know, there's something to be said with, hanging on to things. Some things are meant to be hung on to and to be passed down. I'm sure the blacksmith in Fandolin would appreciate that we were thinking of him.
You know, also, if we find anybody alive in here, Like,
True. We don't know who's alive and who's dead. Although it hasn't been occupied for a long time. Last.
They'll make good makeshift weapons if it comes down to it.
Very true.
Willow finishes up taking every last tool from the collection of the Axeholm smithy.
How many were there?
There were 12 items.
At this point, have we and this is just I'm trying to get more spatial awareness. Have we traversed enough space for possibly Myrin or another to get a feel of maybe where we should be heading, like some kind of intuition or sense off of the space, rather than just aimlessly moving through? You know, are like through either architecture or, you know, moving into the space, you know, as we're still, I assume that we've done what we needed to do in this smithy space.
What
Thardin would know the structure, kind of, right?
Thardin will tell you that you guys have moved into basically the western pod, what he believes is the entirety of the western wing of Axeholm. He anticipates that this area is some barracks and a smithy and the privies, and so the dwarves who would have lived here and held the fortress, this is their common sort of sleeping chambers / privies / storage / smith. And this pod, you're at the end of it. There's one more doorway you haven't tried, but spatially speaking, you don't know what's beyond that door, but it's close to the barracks that you were in. It's between the staging hallway and the barracks. So you don't know what's beyond that doorway, but it may be a closet, it may be a hallway, you don't know. But you've pretty much explored the western pod of level 1.
Okay. I know there was the long hallway in the door that we didn't check, so I'd like to just move over to that space.
So the party follows him. Does the party follow him?
Yeah.
And they all will come back through the smithy, and they will head through that northern doorway of that room back into the staging hallway where we were. Myrin will continue moving north, and there is the doorway that leads west before you reach the long northern hallway. Myrin places his hand on the iron handle of the westward leading door and opens it up to discover what probably was an armory. Looks to be that the dwarves took all of the weapons and armor from this area when they left. All that remains are empty stone weapon racks and wooden mannequins upon which you would have seen suits of armor hanging. That's all that's in this room.
I'd look back and just say I don't believe there's anything to investigate here. We should maybe check down the hallway.
What caused all these dwarves to leave this place?
If that wasn't undead out there, that alone could have done it.
We've been
I don't
told.
believe.
Thardin thinks back to his knowledge that he has about the legend that happened here with Valdera. Valdera was the elf who brought this place down when she was killed. That's the end of the story. Nobody knows. So some of them left. Some of them were undoubtedly killed by her. Her spirit.
It's evil magic. We've got to find We've got to find out more clues here. Find out what we can do to sanctify this place.
As Thardin muses, Myrin is already halfway down this long northern hallway. It's only about 5 feet wide, but it's about 55 feet long, and you can all, now you're close enough, with the exception of Nars, who has no dark vision unless he's wearing those goggles.
I am.
He's wearing the goggles. Everybody can see down this hallway that there is another one of these iron doors with a sharp right turn back east.
Which would place us maybe facing where we came in some form.
Do you try the doorway?
Yes, I would.
Myrin puts his hand on the iron door handle of this thick oaken door, and it easily swings open. What he sees beyond are 2 arrow slits that he recognizes face outward onto the entranceway gauntlet.
As I'm seeing it from the backside, this is becoming familiar to me.
Myrin realizes that this doorway leads into the western bulwark of Axeholm.
I'll just go up maybe to these the arrow slits, and I just kind of want to investigate the spaces in the arrow slits.
Roll for investigation.
Just yeah. Oh goodness. 14.
As you walk in the room, you see a stairwell leading off to the south, which would be your right. As you walk up to the arrow slits, there are the ballistas there that sit. There's one at each arrow slit. You see 2 of them that are right in front of you, and then a little bit more southward into the room, you see 3 more. Each one of them has a ballista.
Are they loaded?
Yeah. They're loaded.
All of them are?
And there are extra bolts leaning up against the wall.
Okay.
As you look south, this is a long oblong, this bulwark. This is also where, as Willow comes in, she recognizes that this is where she came through, not only to access the portcullis mechanism, but also she's able to get through into the mustering hall to open the main double gates with the with unbolting from the inside. So she's also been in this room before. You can see a total of 5 arrow slits pointing east towards the entryway gauntlet, and 2 pointing the other way that you noticed. I guess you didn't notice them on the way in, but they face back towards that hallway you just came from.
You said there was a stairwell.
There's a stairwell.
It goes up or down?
It goes up.
I think I would look at the party, then point at this stairwell. This must be the way. There's no other doors in this space, correct? As I was looking through all the arrow slits, there were no other doorways that led out besides this, the one that led in.
That's correct. The only modes of entry or egress in this room are the doorway you just come through and the stair.
This must be our way. Is it lit up as we look looking up this stairwell? Is there light?
There are no lights in this place, but you can see some moon. The moon has risen already. It was up before the sun went down. Now the sun is completely down, and you can see moonlight coming through the arrow slits, and you can see just a hair of moonlight coming from the stairs.
Did we want to go up the stairs, or do we want to finish looking around?
I believe that
Down here.
this was all just the, I guess the, some of the protection that this is where they would have stored all of the ballista equipment.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. Okay.
Of course, Thardin would know this. Myrin is telling the other 2 party members because Thardin is nodding his head, agreeing that this is exactly right.
Right.
There are 2 defensive bulwarks, and this is where anybody trying to storm the gates would be murdered with lots of arrows and these ballista quarrels.
Well, I guess it's a matter of whether or not we want to ensure there's no enemies behind us as we go forward.
Right. We don't want to leave. We don't want to leave enemies behind us and get attacked from
Right.
different sides.
We have at least checked this, I guess, this western wing.
Right.
From the main entryway where we first entered. I know we didn't check all of the rest of the doors on this lower area. Should we return to that space before going up?
I say we
that's a
clear
good
out the
idea.
eastern wing, and then any other rooms down here before we advance.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That sounds right. We should do that.
So we will head to the eastern wing.
And before we leave, I just want to maybe even just listen up the stairs just to see if I heard anything, smelled anything. Any of the senses were pinged before we walk away.
Go ahead and roll perception.
Great roll. So 21 total.
You hear nothing.
My keen senses tell me nothing.
Yay! That's a good thing.
We'll continue back down the long hallway. I guess aiming to go back into the main space to check the east wing.
Go ahead and throw the Mac cam up.
Sure.
So now we're looking at the mustering hall. You'll see the north arrow is this way, so I can fit it all into the aspect ratio. So this is north.
Okay.
And we came through this eastern doorway into said mustering hall. You can see the big support pillars, and there's this door here, here, and here is a set of double doors, and here's a set of double doors. And here's the main doorway. You can see the arrow slits, but you can't see the bulwark behind where you were just in this section here.
Okay. That's where the arrow slit, the ballista space was.
Right.
Okay.
And the main doorway is where we came in, right?
Yep.
That's where we came in.
To the left or our north.
Okay.
To the north, or on the screen to the left. That's the main doorway. You can see the portcullis with my excellent artistic abilities.
Yes,
Beautiful.
looks awesome.
Beautiful.
You have this door you have not tried,
Okay.
and this one.
Does one appear different? Is there any? I'm sure there's no signs. But
They look uniform. You guys are standing in this big mustering hall, and the doors all look uniform.
how tall is the space?
It is 40 feet up. When you look to the east, you can see a small balcony, and it's about 30 feet up.
What's in the balcony? Is there anything?
The balcony looks to be just a small, about 10 foot wide, 5 foot deep, and you can see doors beyond it. It would be a place where the commandant would talk to all of the men that were gathered in the mustering hall.
Where they would make announcements, possibly, or
Right.
something.
Where they would say, "Here comes the enemy."
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see.
Or just, you know, address the men all in one place.
Doors are shut, you said, that are up there? Those.
The doors beyond it are shut, yes. And that balcony is right above this door.
Well, I think we're sticking with the plan, so we want to try to go door
east.
by door. Yeah, go east.
I imagine that when we saw the arrow slits coming in on both sides, then we probably would at least be expecting like the opposing side, the eastern side to have the same ballista space for the flanking left and right.
One would assume that since you saw two bulwarks, one on the west and one on the east, then there's a mirror image, or somewhat close to that.
in its construction. I'm just imagining that maybe that would save us some time or at least some assumption when we move through our next space.
So we're going through the eastern doorway?
Yes.
Who wants to be in the front?
I look at Nars.
Last time I was in the front, I got hit by a bug. So it's all you, Myrin.
He moves up to the door and once again listens and investigates.
Roll investigation.
Or he opens. That went way too well. That's a 12.
With a 12, you're reasonably sure that you cannot hear a goddamn thing on the other side of the door.
Silence like I've heard in every other door that I have put my ear to. At that rate, I would move in with the same caution I moved into every other space with.
Myrin tries the double door, the giant double doors on the eastern side, and finds that they are unlocked and are easily pushed open. He walks in to find an east hall in ruins, and it appears that this part of in the eastern hall, it would be the direct opposite of the western hall where you were staged. And it looks similar, mirror image wise. You see this long hallway towards the north, just like on the other side, but this room is just it's more oblong in shape. There's only one door to the south, and the very eastern portion has been caved in. You see a bunch of rubble on the floor. It looks to be
Unpassable?
Tectonic activity has left the eastern hall in ruins.
Is it unpassable?
Is what unpassable?
The ruin. You said it was like they said it was crushed or whatever. Is it passable?
It looks like there are some tunnels actually dug, one to the north and one to the south around this rubble pile. Other than this doorway to the south that's pretty close to the door you came in, you don't see anything in this room. It's been destroyed by an earthquake.
Okay. Is everybody in there with me in the space?
The whole party has come into the eastern hall with Myrin?
I'm assuming so. I followed behind somebody.
We're following Myrin.
Everybody followed Myrin inside, Thardin bringing up the rear with his clank, clank, clank. It echoes off the cavern walls.
I look back at him with a piercing look.
Hey, lad.
And I'm just back there like,
It's armor.
We talked about this. Maybe looking down at you said to the south there was a doorway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's obvious that the space in front of us is in some ruin, so we can. But I just would look at that door, whether it's a closet or a hallway. I just want.
It looks like all the other doors you've seen in Axeholm.
Same. Walk up to it with the same speed and caution.
Myrin opens the doorway, and what he sees beyond, it looks to be about a 15-foot squared empty room. There's dust all over the floor.
Anything of interest?
Not unless you find dust interesting.
A dusty, empty space. This is getting old.
You see a passageway at the eastern end of this room, and one of them, sort of a passageway that includes the room. So, like, at the end of this room, there's a cavern to the north and a cavern to the south, like a tunnelless cavern.
Does it look mined? Or is it destroyed?
It looks like there had been a cave-in experienced via what you can only guess had been an earthquake. It looks like it has been cleaned up a little bit, but it still just has big boulders and things. There's big boulders sitting in this hallway.
Fearful that we're going down another empty space. I would maybe move a little bit more. I wouldn't say caution, or no, less caution than before.
Thardin looks at these boulders and tries to estimate how long ago did this cave-in could have happened recently, or was it?
Roll an investigation.
18.
You can use your dwarven stonemasonry knowledge to look at the stone that's fallen and see that the layer of dust on top of it would give you some clue that this happened long ago. Perhaps while the dwarves were still here. You can't be certain of that.
It looks as if this cave-in might have happened long time.
What was that roll you made?
18.
For an 18 for investigation. As you get closer to where the cavern leads north and south, you start to smell a foul stench.
Something doesn't smell right in here. What could it... Do you smell that?
Smells of rotting.
Willow, do you smell that smell? It don't smell right.
Do I recognize this as anything in particular?
You don't.
Just bad smell.
Smells of rot.
Thardin reacts with using his divine sense to see if he can pinpoint exactly where that if that smell is something of evil or good or undead, celestial, or a fiend. They should be able to determine its location.
If it's not behind cover.
Right, but within, I should be able to, even if it's behind somewhat of cover, I should still be able to kind of like a radar ping the location where it's actually coming from.
Thardin's divine sense gives him a foreboding feeling when he stands near that cavern to the south.
I think we need to
should do.
be careful here.
Myrin pulls out his other dagger.
within 60 feet, do I have a general direction of where that foul smell might be coming from?
Is it
South.
detected from the south passage?
That's correct.
South.
Should we check the other passage that seems safe before moving into the passage that seems unsafe?
I agree.
If we're just clearing space.
Yep. So we'll check the passage we believe is safe first, and then we can always come back to this passage.
Maybe we can get by undetected, who knows? Though we don't know this space. I guess I may, if we're standing against these, I guess I want to say a Y in this cavern, maybe Myrin will just walk through the space that's to the north.
Myrin walks north through sort of a little jog to the east and then north, and he comes upon a dead end where this tunnel immediately stops. It seems hand-hewn, as if someone may have been trying to tunnel out and reach the outside, but it stops abruptly.
And does it look maybe by creature or by man?
Difficult to say.
No tools? Any tools laying around?
You don't see any tools laying around.
I'll surmise from there. If it's dead end, maybe this is was aimed at being an exit of sorts. I don't, or a.
Does that foul smell continue in this hallway as well?
Which hallway?
The one we're in.
The one we're in, the passageway we're in.
It's less intense here.
So, colder, so to say.
Yep.
Not warmer.
So I guess, should we go back and check that one?
If this seems like a dead end, this maybe there's a reason why that foul smell is in that direction.
Yeah.
We turn around. Maybe we've exited the, or we've determined that this is a dead end space.
This is a dead end.
Yes. So we return back, and then I guess we are going to the. So if there was nothing else. If there was nothing else to see in that space, you said there was no tools. There was no. It was just like mole maybe.
It's just it looks like a space someone was trying to tunnel through and stopped abruptly.
It seems like. Does it seem like they were in an urgency to try to get out? Like something was.
Or is this all dust covered yet again?
Yeah, it's all covered in dust. This happened long ago.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Nars, is your detect magic pinging anything?
It is not.
No.
Well, either way, we have to clear it out. So I feel like we should deal with it now.
Yeah. Let's just go to it.
Going towards the foul smell.
Yep. Heading towards the foul smell.
As the party winds their way back through the cavern and south of the east hall that they had entered into, they sort of are traversing a very similar path leading south. And they come to a clearing type of area where the tunnel opens up quite a bit. Sort of about a 15 by 10 opening here, and you see a doorway that leads into
a doorway. Is it
It's not a doorway, it's a break. You can see an opening, and as you look through it, you can see the hewn dwarven stonework. So you're like not in a part of Axeholm proper. You've tunneled through the mountain where this room would re-enter Axeholm proper.
Some sort of secret passage that one has created.
Maybe not so secret, but definitely an improvised passage. The stench of death is very strong here.
Do my senses tingle a little more as we get...
Your senses are tingling as we get closer and closer to this opening.
As the smell is more
Does
and more
any of
felt.
it? Does any of it smell toxic or poisonous? Is it anything that I can pick up with anything?
You don't notice any toxicity. It just smells of rotting
Stinky.
death.
So, I guess we're gonna move into this larger this opening. Can we look into it before we just mob our way in?
Yep.
I mean, is there a way to peer into the room deeper without exposing oneself?
You can peek around. Go ahead and make a stealth check.
I guess I'll maybe move my hand down to everybody else that I'm moving forward in stealth. They lower their hand, or they stay back just a moment. Okay. Good stealth. Okay. Let's see. Yes, and I have the boots of elven kind on as a reminder.
Right, roll that with advantage.
Thank you, sir. Because that was a 3 on the roll. Oh, great. Okay, a 19 plus 7 there. So hopefully that's a mate.
You can hear, as you get closer to this opening where you're peeking around, you can hear like some hissing and snarls.
Charles, anything that I'm familiar with?
Very reminiscent of the 4 undead that you initially encountered in Axeholm. As you peek around the corner, unseen and silent, you can see that in this smallish room, you see a chamber that appears that it was once a shrine, as evidenced by wall carvings that depict dwarves carrying censers and observing religious rites. However, the eastern section of the room has collapsed, filling the area with rubble. Gnawed bones scattered among the debris are the remains of a number of dwarves, which have been eaten by the 8 ghouls you see milling around and like gnawing on bones long since deceased.
I look back at the party and give them a hand gesture notifying them, and I may even put up 8 fingers.
Aye! It looks like he says there's 8 of them in there. We need to be careful.
Maybe I can move in and with some surprise.
Is this tunnel very small?
Is it like enough for each of us in a single file, or is it wide where we can maybe I can pull some people in?
You're in this very cramped space peering into this room. It's not wide at all. It is very small. It's less than 5 feet.
And the room
And
itself?
35 feet, give or take, wide from east to west and 20 feet long.
She had something to cause an explosion.
It's as if someone tunneled from the collapsed east hall, which used to have a doorway leading into this room. It's like that somebody has made a homemade tunnel here to get from that room to this room. So you've traversed down it. You're peering through this gap and seeing all these monsters here. I guess since Myrin rolled so well on his stealth, I'll give you guys an attack round before we roll for initiative.
An attack round? Okay, got it.
If everybody wants to move, in order to do this, everybody's going to have to move into the room to do the attack. I'll let you guys all get into the room and make attacks on these ghouls before we start initiative proper.
So how big is the room again?
Well, to help you
Like
visualize the scene, we can throw it to the map cam.
DM,
So we'd all have to move into the room?
does that... there any difference in the colors of the enemy?
No, they all look like undead dwarfs to your eyes.
They're all eating or in
Okay.
some form of cannibalism.
They're just gnawing on bones, whatever's left.
Okay, but I was just checking. That blue one back there isn't a boss or anything.
The blue one is you.
That's me.
Oh wait, the blue one is just because I ran out of colors.
Okay, gotcha.
The blue one to the north is you.
Okay.
I need to buy another $5 pack of sorry tokens.
Okay, so are we moving into this space and then making our attack, or how are they place us or something?
Yep. So you all sort of just definitely sneak in. Thardin doesn't try to sneak in. He can make his attack from the opening, so he doesn't try to sneak in and ruin your stealth.
Don't move.
Everybody else has crept in unnoticed and can now have a free attack. Initiative is up. Let's have Thardin make a surprise attack.
Charge forward. And I attack the first one I see.
Roll for that attack.
Right. A 1.
Thardin, what were you attacking? What were you attacking with?
I was attacking with my longsword.
Your magical longsword?
Yes.
And is that a shield up too? You carrying your shield?
As well. Yep.
Alrighty. You crit failed on your surprise attack move, so you rolled a 4. I guess I rolled a 4 on our crit fail table.
Okay.
No, the crit fail. Yep. Here we go.
Your turn immediately ends.
That's a nice one.
Yeah, they get better as you start scoring higher.
Shabby.
Generous.
Number 6 is you get to re-roll your crit fail.
At least my sword didn't fly in a different direction.
You didn't hit Myrin on the way in.
Right. Like I deserve.
Willow, you're up next. A
All
surprise attack. What will you do?
Let's see here. Would we be able to pull up the map? What are the dimensions of the room?
That's you, the black one.
How far away are the fellows? There's like from left to right, it's like yellow, white, yellow.
How far away are they?
Yeah.
Well, you can see, you might not be able to read on our map cam, but the scale is, each square is 5 feet.
Excellent. Okay, cool. Then Thardin will be just out of range. I would like to use Ice Knife as a first level spell.
Against one of the ones to the west?
Yep.
Yeah?
Probably the white counter. Like from the like if we're going from the left, there's the yellow and then the white. I'll aim for the white one. That was a 16 plus 6 to hit.
That hits.
And we'll take D10, 1d10 damage. That was a 9. And any creature within 5 feet must make a dexterity saving throw or take 2d6 cold damage.
How many foot range is that dex save?
It's a 5 foot range. And the dex save...
So the two on either side roll their dex saves, and they both fail.
Okay. I rolled a 7.
7 damaging the ones on either side?
Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's split up or if that's... for both
They'll
of them.
each take the 7.
Okay. And that's Ice Knife. And I'll cast Shillelagh on my staff and probably take a step back behind whoever's standing next to me.
What was the damage on the one that you initially cast Ice Knife at?
It was a 9.
Myrin's turn is next.
Yeah, so Myrin would, as a bonus action, cast a first level Hunter's Mark
At which one?
at the closest one. And actually, the farthest one. Just kind of one in the middle of the horde there. That being said, he will release a infused arrow at the one I cast Hunter's Mark on. I just want to say, we'll call it the one in the middle of the horde. Yes.
Alright, I'm looking at this one right here to be Hunter's Mark.
Maybe the white one next to that, other way. I need some distance. There we go. Yeah, and then I'll go for his the opaque buddy next to him, also with my horde breaker. So should be able to knock that out pretty quick. So that's a 18 on the first roll.
Hits.
That's without my plus 10. And then we'll give a horde breaker for a 23.
Also hits.
Okay, that's white play there. And then, okay, do you want to do attacks for those?
Damage for those.
Yeah, I'm sorry, damage, that's what I meant. One of which is a Hunter's Mark. So, a 11.
11 on the Hunter's Marked one.
And the Hunter's Marked one. 8 on the non-Hunter's Marked one.
Which was the yellow one right next to him.
Yeah, either whichever one horde
I got
breaks.
you. Yep.
Yep. And then let's see. Yeah, and then I guess if I were to engage extra attack.
I guess Thardin had an extra attack too on his attack turn.
And that, I believe that would fall even in a surprise round. Is that correct?
Well, his turn ended because he crit failed.
Right, I
This
failed.
is true. This is true. But I'm asking for myself. Would and this is just me for the first time mechanically engaging this. This is extra attack. Would it be another attack?
It would be any kind of attack you can do. Yeah. You get your full turn on a surprise.
Which would be another horde breaking attack on a Hunter's Marked and a non-Hunter's Marked.
So the same two?
With the same two, yes.
Yeah.
If they didn't go down in that first.
Neither one of them has gone down.
Okay. This one needs a little bit of help. This is a 15 total.
That hits.
It does?
Yeah.
Okay. And then on the next one,
That was your Hunter's Marked quarry?
natural 20 on the elven die.
Roll double damage for that.
Okay, so that's just double damage off the bottom. How about that? That's a lot of d6s. Okay, so Hunter's Mark is a 12. Oh, dice knock. I don't even know what it was, so we're gonna have to take it. It would be 15.
So, on Myrin's turn, you just seen Thardin come in and whiff the one that he tried to strike. Myrin draws his bow back, shoots twice, hits both of his targets, draws his bow back again, shoots twice again, and both of his targets drop where they stand. They have met the true death, and they are no longer moving.
Natural 20 on the final hit, too.
Nars. Oh shit.
I'm able to move, right? Before?
Yes.
Which piece am I?
You are red.
Okay. That rubble, is it, like, troublesome to get on top of?
It is difficult movement. Or difficult terrain.
So just half my movement, right?
Right.
Okay. You see that corner in the rubble? I think I can reach it. 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah. That right there, yep.
Oh, yeah. Around the back.
Alright. And then from there, Nars will stick his hand into one of his pockets and just dripping acid will come out and it's coated on his hand. And he'll stick it forward and I'll cast Tasha's Caustic Brew at 2nd level.
Nice.
Roll that attack.
The way it works is I can aim it in a 30-foot long line and 5 feet wide.
Oh my
So
god.
I should hit every single one of them.
It will hit them all.
So they will all have to make dexterity saving throws to see if they even get hit by it.
Thardin in that range.
No, I can aim the 5-foot direction, left or right.
Oh, yeah, you'd be perfect. I think it would be perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it'll just miss him.
What do they have to beat on their dex saves?
15.
As a reminder, DM, my Hunter's Mark's gonna move to a target of your choosing.
I'll let you choose that one.
Okay, got it.
15 for a dex save.
Yep.
Every single one of them fails.
Yay!
These undead are not very dexterous.
I'm going to roll it now, but basically how it works is they're coated in acid, and they take 4d4 damage every turn.
And they don't take any initial damage, they just take the 4d4.
On the start of their turn, they will burn and take the damage, and I can roll it now.
Go ahead.
Okay. I'm guessing you just want me to do one flat roll instead of having...
Yeah, just roll it one time and they'll all take the same acid damage.
Okay, so it's going to be 8.
The Artificer steps from the opening and moves into the rubble and pulls his hand out of his pocket and flings acid in a line coating all of the zombies, and they start to sizzle. The threadbare clothing that they are wearing starts to fall away, revealing more orangish, yellowish, greenish skin on these short, stocky, undead entities. And they look at you all in burning anger. It is now... Nars, did you want to do anything else with your turn?
No, that's it.
It is now the zombies' turn. They look at you with burning anger.
Up and get it.
Do we need to re-roll initiative or anything?
No, you're in initiative. The zombies all rolled better than you, so it's the top of the first round, and they're all going first. Let's see here. You have 6 enemies left. The one that Thardin missed is going to try to strike him. The one that was the top of the line of the acid splash is going to go for Nars. And these 3 are going to converge on Myrin and Willow. Now, how many d20s do I have today? I have quite a few d20s.
I have 14.
Let's go. Okay, so first we have the 3 that are coming towards Nars and Willow. Willow, you've been hit. I need you to roll a dex saving throw.
You beat a 16?
Yeah, I beat a 16.
So you said dexterity?
No. Roll me a Constitution save.
Alright, I rolled a 17, and I'm looking for my mom. +2, so 19.
Myrin, 2 of the creatures try to lash out at you and bite, but you stealthily dodge their hits. You do not have to roll any sort of save. Willow, you're going to take 7 points of piercing damage, and as the beast that hit you tries to claw you, it rakes its claws across your face, and you'll take 7.
Wait, so was I hit twice or just once?
You were hit just once. You will take 7 slashing damage, and you start to feel your bones seize up. But then you shake it off. You pull some inner peace from somewhere deep within, and you remember Cora's voice, and you shrug off the paralysis that seems to be trying to take hold of you.
Okay.
Thardin. Both of those creatures are going to try to claw at you. One of them is a 20 to hit, and the other one is a 21 to hit.
They're both hits.
Both of them hit you. Fuck, that was a floor roll, and I lost a die.
You need an extra?
Nope, I'll find it later. I have plenty. 12 points of slashing damage, and I need you to roll a dex save. I'm sorry, a con save. Roll 2 con saves.
A 19 and a 21.
You suffer the same sort of, like, they both tried to claw at you, and they seem to have gotten some exposed skin that was not covered by your chainmail, so you have their claw marks also raked across your face. And other than the damage that you take from their slashing claws, you also start to feel your bones seize up, but then you shrug it off with your, you call to Moradin, and he seems that he's with you, and you shrug off that paralysis. Nars, the one that was coming at you, has tried to bite your face, but you ducked out of the way.
Oh yeah.
And it went against the wall as you sidestep. Think that's all of them. It is now Thardin's turn.
Okay, I'm going to attack the one I tried to attack before. As a bonus action, I put a hunter's mark on him. And I'll make my 2 attacks.
Go ahead and roll those attacks.
Okay. One attack is a natural crit. It's a 20 on the dice.
Alrighty. You're gonna roll double damage for that. Nice.
Okay, and the other one...
That's a nice looking Silverhand dice.
Yeah. And the other one is a 14. So
That'll hit. You hit with both. One of them roll that double damage, and the other one roll single damage, and just give me all of your damage together.
okay. Okay, so 8 and 4. That's 60. 17 points of damage total.
It goes down. How do you kill it?
With the slash of my sword, I slash it once across its chest, and then on the back slash, I hit it again across its abdomen, sending it to the ground.
It's cut to ribbons, and there's this black ooze coming out of the wounds that you caused to its body, and it's on the ground. Would you like to do anything else with your turn?
I move the... Oh, is that next round? I move the hunter's mark to the next one. I think that's next round.
The white one that is to your immediate south. Myrin, which one did you hunter's mark?
It's the blue token that's on Willow right now.
I am done.
And as far as I knew about the movement of the Hunter's Mark, it happens after the death of the one that this hunter. So at that time is when it needs to be moved.
It's a bonus action that you do.
It's a bonus action that you do, but when it's moved, it's at the death of the one that's Hunter's Marked. So at that point is when it's moved.
Didn't you kill the one that
I did as well. He
Okay.
did, and so we're both of ours moved.
Groovy. Thardin's turn is now over. That brings us to Willow. What'll you do?
So, you said your hunter's mark is on the blue one?
The one that's on you right now.
Yeah, do I know that?
No.
Oh.
It wouldn't make any difference to you.
You know what? One of the ones nearest to me, I'd like to cast Inflict Wounds as a second level spell.
Okay.
And
So which one?
Inflict Wounds, second
but
level.
Which enemy did you want to attack? The blue,
Either-
yellow, or white?
We'll do yellow.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for that.
It's a 19 plus 6.
Hits. Roll damage.
$13.
It goes down. How do you kill it?
I guess like the last guy I killed with this spell, I'll just boop him right on the nose with my staff.
Willow takes her trusty wooden staff that she acquired in Nomengard and goes boop. And the gnashing, hissing ghoul starts to open up. Wounds just open up all over its body, and it coats any tattered clothing that it is wearing in black ichor, and it falls to meet the true death. It is gone.
Oh, sorry, friend.
Anything else on your turn?
Is Shillelagh still cast on my staff?
Yeah, it is, but it takes an action to wield that shillelagh.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to end your turn there?
Yeah, I guess so. Shillelagh says I can cast it as a bonus action.
Yes, you cast shillelagh on your staff as a bonus action, and that causes your staff to become a shillelagh.
Yeah.
So you're
magical.
holding a shillelagh, but in order to hit someone with said shillelagh, that takes another action.
Oh, okay.
So you can hit somebody with your
I wasn't
staff at
gonna-
any time and roll for your magic modifier and roll a d8 damage with it. But it takes an action.
Okay, that's what I thought.
It's a bonus action to make the staff become shillelagh. Then it takes another action to wield shillelagh.
Okay, that's what I figured.
So you're holding shillelagh. You can now wield it as an action at any time on your turn.
Yeah, I like to keep it that way, just in case.
Just in case.
Yeah.
JIC.
That's it, though.
Willow's turn is now over, and that brings us to Myrin.
So, as I see the one that was trying to attack me, that's directly in front of me, seems much shorter. I'm going to try to maybe do like a dive, roll, jump back to shoot. I'd like to jump over this, and however you mechanically you'd like for me to solve this, I'm well able to do.
Which way are you trying to jump?
I need to create some range in the space, so I'm going to go towards the southeasternly side of the room. To jump over or move past, however you'd like for me to do that. And my acrobatics are high, so I usually tend to try to hop, skip, or jump to...
Yeah, try to do one of those acrobatic rolls for me.
Okay, yeah. I can do that inside of it, or as one of my actions, if that needs to burn up.
Your movement. It'll just be your movement. It won't be an action. It'll be your movement.
Well, yeah, so with my bonus turns into a 23 high bonus on that.
You do, with that success, pull off a very cool somersault flip. However, the white foe on the field is able to reach up and dig its claws into you as you pass overhead. The other one tries to do the same, but it misses. But you're going to take 7 piercing damage as you fly through the air. You feel against your back a set of claws, and I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw.
That as well. Oi. 5.
As you stick the landing perfectly and flawlessly near the bottom of the stair, you feel a cold creaking in your bones as they start to seize up. And you stand there trying to aim your bow, but your arms are not responding to your brain's commands, and all you can do is stand there, frozen in place.
That's not good. Guess I'll end my turn there.
Your turn is over. Nars is up.
Alright.
I go with plan.
I'm the red token, right?
Correct.
Now, he is within melee of me, I imagine.
The white one is in melee range.
Okay.
And he's just bopped himself against the wall as he was going for you.
I'm going to try to move out of range to the front of that tunnel entrance. There you go.
As you do so, you will provoke an attack of opportunity,
Okay.
which is going to miss.
And then I'm going to turn back to him, and then I'm going to hit him with the firebolt.
Roll for that firebolt.
Not sure if that's going to hit. 13.
Does hit. Roll damage.
Awesome. Alright. 10 damage.
Nars moves deftly and stealthily through the rubble and dodges the creature's arm as it comes out to swipe at him. Turns around about face and throws a bolt of fire at the beast, striking it. And how much damage was that?
10.
The beast is now on fire. And it is burning, and that was enough to kill it if you would like to describe its demise.
Oh, I just imagine the acid and the fire kind of culminating together, burning it to bits.
It goes down amongst the rubble pile.
And then, if it's their turn next, I'll roll that other damage. I'm gonna end my turn here.
Nars is going to end his turn and roll the acid damage for the remaining foes.
Alright, so 12 damage. So they're taking a total of 19 damage from that spell.
Sorry, what?
I rolled a 12, so they all take 12 damage at the start of their turn.
They're all going to take 12?
Yep.
And the one you killed was 19?
What? Sorry.
I'm confused, I'm sorry. You
I
said
think
something
you
about
said-
19 total.
Yeah, like
It's just telling you that it's 7 last turn and then 12 this turn.
Ah, okay. But they're each going to take 12.
Yeah, they'll all take 12 damage.
And one of them you killed, and then the other ones take 12, is that right? One of them you killed with Firebolt, the other ones take 12 points of damage. Okay. So on the undead zombie dwarf's turn, some of them just sort of wither away into a pile of bubbly greenish ooze as the acid takes them. And that leaves only our blue friend left. And he is going to try to strike at Willow. And that's a 20 to hit.
oh shit.
I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
18. I think it's a 2 or
You pass it.
how much damage?
You're going to take 8 slashing damage from that hit with the claws.
Get my ass kicked.
And the zombie will end its turn there, and we will go to Thardin's turn is next.
Okay. Looks like there's 2.
Oh wait, there's 2. There's 2 left. There's 2 left on the field, sorry. That one is going to come at you, Thardin. And he's going to roll an 18 to hit.
That's a miss.
Okay, he misses. Now we're done. You're facing down with 2 of them.
And one is attacking Willow.
One of them's on Willow.
Okay, so I'm going to move past the white one, and I'm going to attack the blue one. So I will probably incur a attack of opportunity on the white one, maybe?
No, but you do have them flanking you now.
Okay. Alright. So I will attack. To attack.
They're both of these ghouls are sort of droopy and They're melty. I'm going to say that they're melty. Both of them look like a candle that has been allowed to burn down.
Okay. So I attack the blue one. Does an 11 hit?
It misses.
Okay, and the second attack is a 25.
That one definitely hits.
That hits. Okay.
Roll for damage.
It takes 8 points of damage.
You kill it. How does it go out?
I just slice him right down the middle. I hack right down through his collarbone and straight to his torso.
The dwarf paladin comes in, sword overhead, and gives it a vertical cleaving blow, and it's just being held together with its bits and pieces, so it sort of explodes in a wet mess all over the ground. This black ichor is now all over your boots, and Willow's boots as well. Do you want to end your turn there?
Yes, my turn is done.
Willow, you're next.
So how many are left now?
Just the white one.
There's one. Thardin is between you and it.
You know what? I'm gonna do a good old trusty guiding bolt on that one. Last one left.
Roll for that attack.
Natural 20, bitch!
You kill it. How does it go out?
You don't even want me to roll? I want to roll.
There's no reason to roll. You've killed it.
Yeah, I can just shoot
Nice.
this rad beam of white light from the end of my wolf staff and it just explodes with light. And guts. Old guts, probably. Sorry, guys.
We're out of initiative.
Alright, how's Myrin feeling?
Myrin is paralyzed. He cannot talk, he cannot move until he makes a constitution saving throw, which will release him if he is successful.
I mean, is that able? Am I able to do that again?
Yes.
Can
yes,
I
go ahead.
heal him?
Not great, but something. 14.
That is enough. Myrin feels the beginnings of the paralysis to wear off, and he starts to move his fingers and toes, and he slowly regains his mobility and his range of motion.
Oh, I need to heal. Do you know if there's any chance we'll get a chance to rest or keep pushing through?
Are you asking the party if they would like to take a rest of some sort?
Yeah, do you guys think that would be safe to do that here anytime?
We are safe enough.
Yeah. Do we feel like this space, and now that these undead are down?
Are there
Are
any
there
doors on this room?
Yes.
So I was just gonna ask.
I'm just a little bit concerned, running a little bit short on spells and health.
The only doorway that leads out, aside from the improvised doorway you came in, is the stairwell in the south of the room going up.
Do we feel this room is a good room, or should we find something a little more?
You don't feel like any rooms in Axeholm right now are good rooms. They're all very spooky and musty and smelling bad, and
I guess I was trying to figure if there's a room we could kind of control the door or the entrance points that we've explored already.
I can do a short rest also.
that won't bring back any of your spells. It will bring back your wild shaping that you've used both of.
Yeah, bring back channel or wild shape.
But you're going to be out of spells. You won't get them back until you do a long rest.
I think we might need to move forward, honestly.
All right.
Well, how's everyone on health?
I just took a crazy attack as I did my acrobatic move, so it's not
I took
great,
12
but
points of damage. I'm 32 of 44 hit points, so.
I'm 23 of 38.
I mean, a short rest would gain me back some hit points.
I would say a short rest just to heal up.
Yeah, why don't we hold up in this room and take a short rest?
maybe we could spend some time. We maybe pile up all the bodies and in a
there
corner
anything
or
left of
something,
the
so we're not
bodies?
just hanging out around dead bodies.
The bodies are all sort of congealing right now.
Yeah.
They were melting from Nars's.
Well, if we're not if we're not doing a long rest, my biggest problem is I'm starting to run low on spells.
Okay.
Right,
just-
but
Where we're
we
at.
can't take a long rest because it's too long.
Yeah, we couldn't stay here that long.
Okay.
Well, let's take
Well,
the short
we'll
rest
just
anyway.
skip it for now, and I'll figure something out.
Do a short rest. Get some hit points back at least.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Do we want to take a break at this point? We're approaching our 2-hour mark.
Yeah, we can.
Sure. Okay.
So we're
So
going
I'm
for
gonna hit short.
go
I'm gonna hit
5
short rest.
5 to 10.
Short.
5-10 minute.
Yeah. Sure.
Copy that.
You guys can throw hit dice if you'd like. Party is in the middle of a short rest after a battle with the undead that they discovered in this cavernous room that opens onto a sanctuary of types in Axeholm. You sit down and begin to discuss what you've just done, what you've seen so far, while everybody licks their wounds. So, as we come to the end of our short rest, we stand up, we're feeling much better. We are still in the same room. There's a stairway. This is the only way forward that you see, other than going back the way you came.
So the stairway probably leads upward, the same.
A stair going up.
Right?
Did we want to? Is it similar to the other room? Like it went up to some type of like the ballista room, or is this like a totally
You're saying like
other set of
like the
stairs?
other.
This is a set of stairs on the southern. You've been traveling south in this general complex. You've gone to the east and then you've turned south down to this stairway. So, by your spatial reasoning, you would know you're probably getting close to the southernmost end of this complex, Thardin, if you'd seen similar architecture before.
Myrin, do you think this leads up again to one of those ballista rooms, or do you think this leads up to the upstairs?
The ballista rooms were closer to the entrance. I would say that this may, although it does lead to a second level, it must be deeper within Axeholm and possibly posing more danger as we are deeper. I would also mention that we have not checked the south doorways that were in the main corridor. If we wanted to completely clear the first level, we would have to go back.
Seems like a...
It's maybe a wiser move to clear out the first floor before we go up.
If we must raise a level, it would be good to know all possible ways up.
Strategically speaking, one might want to clear the entire level you're on before ascending. Is that essentially what I'm getting from?
Because it seems like we're at the we've went to the end of this, eastern section. So should we return back to the main corridor to investigate the south?
I agree. Let's go back to the main corridor.
So the party wants to go head back into the Great Mustering Hall of Axeholm. You go back the way you came, passing the strewn about bits of rubble that are collapsed in the Great East hallway, and you step back through the giant oaken double doors into the Mustering Hall. You're now looking south at an identical set of doors. The dwarf confidently walks up to the set of doors on the southern wall of the Great Mustering Hall.
The balcony is still closed up there. That door.
You still see that balcony upstairs. Still closed.
That's all I wanted to know.
Everything in here appears as it did before.
Thardin listens at the door.
You hear nothing.
I hear nothing. I pull on the door. The handle.
It opens quite easily.
Okay.
Down through that southern doorway, you see a hallway about 15 feet wide and leading south another 20 feet and you can see arrow.
Yep.
Yep, you're looking south, and you can see a hallway with arrow slits on either side.
Arrow slits on either side.
Correct. So you're looking down a
Slits are similar to the other ones that we saw. Like they're just like the same size.
Thardin notices they're quite well stoneworked arrow slits in dwarven workmanship. You asked the question if it looked similar to the gauntlet you approached the castle from the way in. Yes, it has a very similar artistic appeal as the outside of the fortress. The party stands in the middle of the great mustering hall, looking south at this corridor stretching another 20 feet south beyond their gaze.
Are there any other doors out of this room?
There are two identical sets of double oaken doorways to your east and west, and behind you the great oaken doorway that you came in to Axeholm. This is when you gain entry into the hall.
This seems like a second level of defense.
I was just about to say, it looks like they wanted to have protection from anything coming through. If anything got this far in. The dwarves were masterminds, tacticians at combat.
Is the next set of doors, you said they're identical to the ones that we just went through?
Yes.
And those are the only doors.
There's another set of double doors to the south end of this hallway you guys are looking in.
Okay, well, we approach them. Cautiously.
Okay. Then what?
They looked similar. For some reason, I've got an odd feeling about this door.
You notice there's a set of arrow slits on the east side and a set of arrow slits on the west side, and they're staggered as they have been before.
I listen at this door as well.
You hear nothing.
Okay. I pull on it. I pull it open, or push it open, whichever direction.
The door opens quite easily, and you enter into a large oblong room with four support structures across it. The stench of death hangs heavy in the air of this dusty, long, east-west bisecting hallway. Has a dark, soot-stained fireplace at the east end. A deep alcove in the south wall contains a dais, atop which rests a limestone throne, flanked by granite statues of dwarfed warriors. Between the throne and the fireplace is a hallway with stairs leading up. What is the rest of the party doing?
I mean, I thought we were all following Thardin in. Is this?
Everybody follows Thardin?
Yeah. I'll bring up the rear.
Is that straight ahead? Is that the fireplace? Is that the fireplace straight ahead?
No, straight ahead is the dais. The fireplace is this little feature here. That is the hearth. It's on the eastern end. There's true north. So the way we're looking at it is good.
Observing the dais. What are we looking at again there?
A limestone throne flanked by granite statues of dwarf warriors.
Dwarven warriors? Do I recognize them? Or are they dwarven?
They just look like dwarven artwork. You definitely recognize that it is dwarven hand that carved these statues.
Look at the fine workmanship of the dwarves. Very cultured.
There's no movement at all in this room. Like, no shifting shadows or anything.
Roll for perception.
That is a pretty big room.
I'll take a look around too.
I rolled a 12.
I rolled a 19.
Willow has a very high perception, just naturally, and she alerts the party to some shifting shadow movement towards the south.
Spoops over there, guys.
What does the party do?
Do we know the Banshee's name?
Is that Valdera? Is that correct?
That is correct.
Alright. I will step forward and I will say, Valdera, we come to seek an audience.
Does it feel like it's coming from the dais?
It does. You hear this snarling, gnashing sound coming from behind the throne, and out steps an undead in some nice-looking, what Thardin would recognize as Castilian robes. And it has this yellowish, greenish skin, and it's gnarled, dripping from the teeth, and it looks pretty hungry, like it hasn't had a meal in a really long time.
No Banshee though?
You do not see a banshee.
Oh, god damn.
But I guess everybody needs to roll initiative at this point.
What exactly are we looking at?
We are standing in the throne room, looking at a white, undead, dwarven Castilian. Only Thardin knows the part about the Castilian, but he's wearing nicer clothes than you've seen, and he's armored, and he's undead.
Aye.
And his beard is made of cobwebs.
It looks like you've been here a long time. We mean you no harm if you go away in peace.
Willow's turn is up first. You have 6 seconds.
I will cast invisibility. And that's concentration up to an hour.
Okay. The rest of you see the Drow vanish without a trace.
And,
Would you like to use any movement? Or
where
do anything?
Where am I in relation to it?
Said you were bringing up the rear, so I have you near the double doors. You're the black.
Alright, who's the green? Is Myrin the green?
Myrin's green, Nars red, Thardin's blue.
Alright, I'll move a little ways closer to Myrin.
Closer where?
Closer to Myrin.
Each square on the map is 5 square feet.
That looks good to me.
Willow's going to end her turn there. Myrin's up next.
I have my bow out and I draw it back to. Actually, before I do, I'm gonna move back towards the double doors. Yeah, somewhere that's fine. Getting a better shot at this, and I'm just gonna pull back my infused bow. Give it a release there. That is a 28.
Jeez, that's a fucking high roll.
I know, it's a high bonus.
So that hits him.
Yep. Let's see. 5. That is a 10 damage.
Anything else with your turn?
Yep. Bonus action, Hunter's Mark. Followed up by an extra attack. $23.
Say again.
23.
Hits.
With Hunter's Mark. And 14, 18 damage with Hunter's Mark damage. As my purple arrows fly past Thardin once again. Seems that where I move myself to be making
They've hit
attacks.
their true mark.
That's right, yeah. You're like you're my sight, you know. My mid-range sight.
That's it.
That's some pretty good ranging, if I do say so myself. Next, it's the undead's turn. So he will move to attack Thardin.
I guess he didn't want to parlay. I gave him a chance to leave. I said, go.
He's not really an intelligent enemy. He's undead, so he's just thinking about eating brains in his next meal and where it comes from. And he's looking like he wants to try to pry some out of your armor. So he's going to try to scratch at you and bite you.
Ouch.
And his blows bounce neatly off that infused chainmail armor that you wear.
Nice.
So that is going to be the the beast's turn. This undead Castilian. You see it facing down with Thardin. And Nars, you're up.
I'm gonna firebolt the one wearing the robes. Give me a 16 to hit.
That firebolt will snuff itself out on the thing's plate armor.
Okay. And then I'll just backtrack to the entranceway near green. There we are. Yep. That's it for my turn.
You guys are watching this thing. It's pretty balled up with Thardin right now. And it's been damaged by Myrin's bow, but you saw it damage the thing. You saw the little droplets of black inky liquid fly off it, but it's still balling up on the Paladin pretty good, and it's going to try to tear him apart some more. Do you have a question?
Yeah, I had a quick question. I had switched out some of my spells before we did this, or before, during the short rest, and one of them I added on. It's a first level cleric spell. It's ceremony.
Well, you don't get to change spells at short rests. You only get to spell change at long rests. So you'll have to put it back to the spells that you had before.
Okay.
And
Never
then
mind,
you can choose to change any spells on a long rest, but you haven't done one of those. So go ahead with your turn.
I might just skip my turn because I am not prepared.
Myrin. Willow holds her action. Go ahead.
I'm going to move past Nars to my left about 20 feet, just putting me past the pillar in shot. Back. I'm still keeping range. Yeah, about there. There you go. Back. There you go, that's fine. Yeah, I'll take that giving me a little more safer shot. And same infused arrow being released. Not as great, but a 19 total.
It strikes his plate and falls to the ground. Oh, wait. It strikes his plate and dissimates. It's an energy area. Did not hit.
Did not hit the ground. Okay.
Did not hit the monster.
And from this position, I will also, I'll just have an extra attack with a 20 total.
Hits.
Okay. Then with Hunter's Mark is a total 12, 17, 19.
Yeah, the elf gets off 2 shots. One of them bounces harmlessly off the thing's plate, and the other one strikes right through the breastplate and the helm that it is wearing, and it...
16, sorry. Dyslexia.
16 damage?
Total, yes. That's my, that's max damage.
Max damage on that, and your second shot rings true, and you see it take the magic hit straight to the neck. It is still fighting on Thardin though, and it is going to try to strike it in with its claws. And
yeah, and then that is the end of my turn.
Sorry, you didn't want to do anything else, did you?
No, I could. I had some more movement, but I'll stay there. That's fine.
Yeah, you land that blow, and it is, it should have killed the thing, you would have thought, but it is still going after him. It is a hyped up undead on steroids, so to speak.
Right.
And it tries to sink its teeth into Thardin and scratch down the front of his chest, but it hits his armor both times. so it is not able to do him any damage. And it is Nars' turn.
I'm gonna try to aim for the other one. Firebolt.
That will hit. Oh, wait. Before we do Nars' turn, Willow had held her action till after Myrin. Do you want to take your action now?
Sure. I'll do Toll the Dead. Am I within 60 feet of the entity?
Yep, you sure are. And if you weren't, you could use your movement to get there, because this whole hallway is about 60 feet wide.
All right. Well, Toll the Dead, and he's got to pass a 14 on a Wisdom saving throw.
Could you read that spell to me really quick?
It's a cantrip. You point at one creature you can see within range. The sound of a dolorous bell fills the air around it for a moment. The target must succeed on a Wisdom saving throw or take 1d8 necrotic damage. If the target is missing any of its hit points, it instead takes 1d12 necrotic damage.
Okay, cool. That's what I thought. There was some little extra thing added on. I couldn't remember, sorry. Yeah, roll for that attack.
The spell's damage increases by 1 die when you reach 5th level, but
I roll that to save. Hang on.
Would that count at level? Like, I'm level 5, but like I have 1 level of cleric and 4 of druid.
The Cassilian rolled a natural 20 on your save.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
No worries.
You still have movement.
I'll probably just stay where I am.
And I believe that takes your invisibility down.
It does?
Yeah. When you try to inflict damage on somebody, doesn't that rid
did
you
I
of
just waste
invisibility?
my invisibility?
Well, you've been invisible all this time.
Yeah.
But since you made an attack on it, now your invisibility is nullified.
It does?
I think that's how that spell works.
Is that how that works?
Any rules hawks in the audience care to disagree? Didn't think so.
I thought it worked once you take an action, right?
Well, it's an attack, right?
Once you action attack, that there goes your invisibility. If you've got greater invisibility, that's a different story.
Oh, okay. So
Greater is different.
So I don't stay invisible.
No, you made that attack. I'll let you. Well, he did roll a natural 20 against you, so I think I'm gonna make that attack stand.
Yeah, it's all good.
But you have movement if you would like to take any on your turn.
No, it's fine. I'm good where I am.
You wouldn't like to do anything else?
No.
All right, Willow will end her turn. And that brings us down to Nars Dendrar. What will you do?
Okay, same rolls I just had, or
Yeah, did you do the roll? Tell me what you got again. You're firebolting
26 to hit, and
a
then
hit. It was a hit.
and then 10 damage.
And a 10 damage. That is enough to kill it. So you burn the thing up with your firebolt. Let's hear a description of how that goes down.
Just straight to the head, knocks it
Straight. His helm is burning red and it falls off his chart. You know, you take out a fucking zombie to the head, right? So it's now decapitated and its head is burning on the floor and we're out of initiative.
There was a door to the west. Was this correct? A set of doors.
Hang on one sec.
Copy that.
Do you hear that? What's that? You hear this scritch noise
It sounds
From
like
from the eastern part of the room.
Okay.
You look over at the fireplace and you see a bunch of undead hands and arms and heads and torsos and fingers and legs, and you see at least 6 corpses crawl out of the chimney.
Whoa.
Oh, jeez.
from the hearth, I believe. They were in the chimney. They came from the chimney. They climbed out of the hearth.
I knew it.
Oh boy.
I knew it.
Do they look similar to the ones we fought? Or are they different?
Like the initial undead that came.
They look very similar and reminiscent of the ghouls that you fought down below in the cavern and in the room where you first came in. The ghouls that the undead dwarven ghouls that you've seen so far is what these guys look like them, except that they're covered in black soot. I guess we're still in combat here, guys. Same initiative.
Same initiative. All right.
Nars has just taken his turn, and with the next 6 seconds, you see these things use their movement to get out of the fucking hearth.
So we kept. We're just gonna. This is the same.
Same rounds, same initiative. Yeah, same. Everything's still in effect. You can put your hunter's mark on
Hunter's
one.
mark over to the one that's like appears closest behind me, maybe. Because that would have been probably the most logical thing. Would have been the first one in eyesight.
Good call.
We'll call that the blue token.
Yeah, the blue that's closest to you, Myrin, is now hunter's marked. As your bonus action. As your delayed bonus action.
I have to use another bonus action to move it?
No. You just moved it. That's all I was saying. You moved it. From your turn before. I won't take it from your turn coming up. So, that brings us to Thardin. You have just gotten up from this thing that had mauled you and tried to bite you and got some of its ichor on you, and you turn and look and see all these other undead piling out of the fireplace.
And knowing that Myrin is over there alone, I'm going to charge forward. Close enough to that one to swing. Okay.
You're close enough to get in melee range of the horde.
Okay. I'll take 2 shots on that. There. A 19 and a 26.
Both of those will hit.
Okay. 18 points of damage to that one. And then I am done.
Willow, it's your turn. What do you do?
I'll do Toll the Dead again.
On which one?
Whichever one Thardin swung at.
The one that he almost cut down? You want to toll the dead. I roll a saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
And what is it, wisdom?
Wisdom 14.
He succeeds your wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Anything else on your turn?
I might stay where I am.
Okay. So no? Myrin's up.
I will move to the position that I last saw Nars at, which was next to me. I will now be next to him, giving me a shot to be up on the other side of him. There you go. Yep. And that should just give me a shot just past the pillar to the one that I have hunters marked, and this should be enough to... It seems like this guy's taking a few hits. It will release a infused arrow from my bow with hunter's mark. A 25.
That will hit it. You hit it. Hits.
Hunter's mark damage. Oh, dice that rolls away. Another one with max damage. So, 25 Well, actually, yeah, this is max damage here. So, yeah, 17 is my max damage on that.
You take it out. How does it go down?
The arrows release and fly, or the arrow, sorry, releases and flies through the arrow, or through the air with a little extra punch, goes through, and it actually just, this blue infusion kind of just goes around through the skin. It starts to actually soaks into this creature just a little bit, making it glow a little slight purple. And it must just slam into his foes right behind him.
Would you like to do anything else on your turn?
I have an extra attack, and I'll probably just attack the one that's next to it, but I'll also move my hunter's mark to the one that's next to it as well. Should it be the other blue token? Is that correct?
Correct.
Yep. So why not just rinse and repeat? These rolls, that's great. 26.
That hits.
Bonus is amazing. With hunter's mark damage. Okay. Alright. 13 damage. Another infused arrow releases, hitting the undead next to the one I just slain.
Would you like to do anything else on your turn?
This feels good.
Then next we will have Nars. You're up.
Just gonna firebolt the one closest.
The one that I just hit seems like it would be the other blue token.
The one that Myrin has Hunter's marked, you will shoot fireball at it. Roll for that attack.
14.
And the firebolt hits it. Roll damage.
I love this sweeping kill tactic that we have going right now. Just take them out.
Keep going. Go down the line.
Perfect.
8 damage.
Eight damage on that thing. So Nars just lights it up with his flamethrower bolt, and you see it. Go ahead.
Sorry, I'll backtrack to the black marker and I'll stand next to it.
You're going where?
That's Willow back there.
Willow's marker. Yeah, perfect. And that'll be my turn.
The Artificer, after lighting up the zombie, runs to check on Willow, as he had not seen her since the combat began. He just had saw 6 seconds ago, looked over and saw her appear out of nowhere and cast a spell, and so he has run over to confer. Let's see who's next.
Hola.
The ghouls are next, and they will try to swarm at Thardin.
Thardin, I just left you there.
Round. They will all.
It's all right.
They're coming at all sides. You guys.
I just totally remembered I have heavy army mastery.
After everybody moves to the west side of the room, they can all see with their dark visions, respectively, that the mass of undead have just all swarmed your paladin. And they will all try to scratch and bite at you. You think one of them might hit this time.
Maybe.
Let's see, what's your armor class, good buddy?
It's 20, and if they do hit me, they take 3. I take 3 less hit points.
For what?
My heavy armor mastery. For
What kind of damages?
let's see, the
Slashing, piercing, all that stuff?
bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing. is
Okay.
reduced. Non-magical weapons are reduced by 3.
Well, 3 of them have hit you, and I need you to roll 3 Constitution saving throws.
Okay. All right. This so far doesn't look good. Here comes the third one.
You start to feel paralysis take your body.
So we rolled a 6, a 3, and a 14.
You have failed a Constitution saving throw, and you began to
feel very cold as paralysis starts to overtake you. And you are like posed in your battle mode, about to strike one, but now you cannot move.
Hey, how much damage did I take?
Oh, I'm about to find out. Shit. That wasn't a roll, I just dropped my dice.
Was it that low?
Let's see, what did they do? 3 of them got you with a bite and 2 claws. You take 14.
Is that minus the
Reduced to 11.
11? Okay.
So you feel them. They're penetrating your armor, and they, with their teeth, you feel teeth. You feel claws in your skin between the chains of your armor. And now it is your turn. So you will need to use your action to roll me a Constitution save.
A Constitution save?
Yep.
Okay. Here we go. 12.
Thardin miraculously prays to his god and feels a warming pool of sunshine envelop him from above as if Moradin is there, and you can start to move again. But you cannot attack with your actions because you have used them to resist the paralysis. You may move or try to. I think I'm gonna have to make you roll for athletics if you want to move or something like that. What would you like to do? Oh, I guess you could. There's spell casting as well, if you have any bonus actions.
Sorry, you broke up, DM.
Sorry, I was just musing about you have spell casting options as well, maybe.
Right, yep.
If you have any bonus actions you can do.
I'm gonna stay and fight them as a bonus act.
Brave!
As a bonus action,
Brave.
I will cast upon myself Shield of Faith.
Love it.
All right. And
Master Dwarf.
so it buffs me up to a 22 armor class now.
Your armor class is now 22. Got it.
And I'm out of first level spell slots. Okay. So now I still have 2 second level spell slots.
That brings us to Willow. You have 6 seconds.
Alright, so Nars is standing next to me, right?
Yeah.
Alright, I am going to lay my hand on his shoulder and cast Guidance. It, let's see here. You touch one willing creature. Once before the spell ends, the target can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to one ability check of their choice. So, there's a little...
That doesn't count for attacks, just so you know.
It doesn't?
Those are only for ability rolls.
Ah, bummer.
Well, ability roll could happen in combat, like versus the Powerless, right?
Acrobatics.
Oh,
Acrobatics.
If you try to do a thing, you might have to roll ability score. That'll help him out. Just letting you know the rules.
I think I clicked the wrong one. Resistance.
Resistance.
There it is.
That makes a
basically-
bit more sense.
Yeah, they're right next to each other on the list on here.
Like...
So I was like, wait, that sounds about right. Wait, that's not right. All right, cool. Well, there you go, Nars. Little something for
So-
ya.
What does resistance give him a buff to?
It's a D4. They can add it to a saving throw.
Okay.
So like an attack or something.
If he
and-
happened to get paralyzed or something. Cool. So you'll end your turn there, or did you want to move?
I might stay where I am, just kind of observing.
Willow will end her turn. Myrin, you're up.
I'm going to attack the two that are still in the sight, in line of sight with me right now. I want to say it's the yellow and red token. Undead.
That's it.
Those are not the ones that I have hunted marked. But I'm going to Horde Breaker. That attack. That is going to be a nat 20.
Nice.
There. Ding. And
Killer. Literally. That'll probably kill one of them, I bet.
yeah.
I mean, it's hard to say.
It is hard to say. Double die.
I think
They're
their full hit point values
so
under your max
14
on that.
damage on that first one.
Yeah. On yellow.
Horde break attack with. Okay, so that was a. So it was a 26. Which is crazy because if I roll a 20, that means I actually get a 30. So that last one was a 30. This one is a.
Was that last one with your?
Without mod. It was a 20 without mod. So 20 with mod is a 30. And that's last one was a 26.
Yeah, both of those hit.
It's really hard to miss with Myrin.
Myrin hit. Myrin's a good shot.
It's a good
man.
shot. This is exactly. I mean, it wasn't the build I was going for. I didn't mean to nail it.
Well, just much like your character, you're nailing it. You nailed it with Myrin.
It's great. So yeah, I just need an attack on the second attack, that horde break attack. Okay.
Wait, roll me damage for those two first.
So it was 14 was the first one. Already rolled that.
Uh-huh. Was that with your natural 20 damage?
It was with the natural 20 damage.
14?
Double damage die.
Okay.
That was double damage die with.
So I'm sorry, one was 14 and the other was what?
I hadn't rolled that yet.
Okay.
Just a 7 on the second attack. So it was 14 and then 7. But then I also have extra attack. These attacks take forever.
Yeah.
Come up with some expedited way to like knock all of them out.
Just roll all the dice at once.
Right.
Just kidding.
That's tough to track. Okay, so this was a 18 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. With a 8 damage.
On which one?
On the first one, it's going to be a 1, 2, 1, 2.
Okay. Yeah, got it.
That's
Got
a
it.
yellow, green, or yellow, red.
How many? 8?
8 on that one. So that's 14.
Yeah, you took that one out. You took that one out.
And then the next one, this is great. 28. This
Hits.
is amazing. I've never ever experienced this. With a 10 damage on the second one. So that would have been a total of.
So let's recap that turn. That was pretty complex. Myrin goes. "Doo, doo, doo, doo."
It's my max amount of attacks in one round. So that's a total with 2 horde breakers. That's 4 total.
Yeah.
Infused arrow releases.
So you guys see all those flashes of violet light over there, and one of them goes down. Which one went down?
Making at least making a gap of these undead that are surrounding Thardin.
The closest one to you guys goes down. You see their There's slop all over the walls behind them, and it is now Nars Dendrar's turn.
It's going to take one step.
Oh, sorry.
One step forward, diagonal. That's all. I just wanted to burn a little space up towards them. Toward. Yep. There you go. Yep. That's great. Thank you.
All right. I'm gonna appear on the pillar on the right and shoot another firebolt. Actually, is Thardin looking like he's barely hanging out, or is he fine?
Thardin, how you looking?
I'm okay.
He's a stout dwarf. He's been very minimally damaged so far in this entire quest, and so now he's just they're starting to get through his armor, but he's a stout dwarf.
Hey Thardin, give a shout if you start feeling crummy, okay?
Hey, let's go on to Nars and take his turn. Which one are you shooting at?
Just the closest one to me.
Yeah, got it. Green.
Mm-hmm.
Roll for that attack.
It's gonna be an 11 to hit.
That will miss. Your firebolt goes wide.
Okay. Well, that'll be it.
And with that, it is the undead's turn. Unfortunately for your dwarf companion. He has 4 of them clawing and biting at him. What's your armor class again?
22.
One of the bites will get through the armor, and you will suffer 7 reduced to 4 damage. And they will end their turn.
7 reduced.
Yeah, that's cool. We'll just finish up this battle. We'll mop up the floor. We'll be done. Let's just finish this up. It's these things, you've fought them now before. You know what they're capable of.
Yep.
And it's your turn. Oh, wait. Before you take your turn, I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
Sure. Uh, 12.
That is a success. You feel Moradin's love within you, and you feel like you can take these things on all by yourself. So,
Aye, Moradin! By Moradin's hammer! These undead cannot stop me, or any of my friends.
and he brandishes his long sword and his shield at the 4 undead that have him surrounded.
And I make my attack. It's my turn?
It is your turn.
Alright. A 14 and an 11.
Those were your rolls to attack.
Rolls, yes.
Okay, one of those is hit.
One of those is a hit. Okay. 11 points of damage. On, I believe the one that...
Thardin just gets one off to the nearest one of my choosing, and he takes it takes a sword in the fucking collarbone as it tries to bite him again. We do anything else with your turn? I don't know if you can.
I
Any bonus
raise my
actions you can
shield.
do?
That's all. Keep my shield up.
Trying to stay on the defensive. He still has these things swarming him. Some of them look a bit blown to bits and whatnot. Some of them don't. Willow, what do you do?
I would like to cast Toll the Dead again.
On
Whichever one is closest.
the closest one to you. That would be green. Go ahead and wisdom saving throw here with the green D20.
Yup.
Natural 20.
I'm horrible
Oh,
at this.
No, I'm just really good today. I've gotten several natural 20s.
Well, I am going to, as a bonus action,
Heal someone.
yeah. I'm gonna heal Thardin.
How will you choose to do said healing?
Fey energy pull, Balm of the Summer Court.
Balm of the Summer Court. So you need to move up towards him to do that?
It says within 120 feet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was actually really, really
So
long.
Willow...
And the creature also gains 1 temp HP per die spent. I'm going to roll 2. Do I roll for this, or does he?
Say again?
Does he roll, or do I roll?
You roll as healing for him.
Okay. My friend, you has a 6 and a 5.
Nice.
Nice. That is
And
awesome.
and two temp HP. Because that was 2 dice.
Decent. And another 3 HP because she is a life domain cleric, so it's plus her...
Oh, my modifier?
That's awesome.
It's just another extra thing you get for being life domain cleric.
Well, dang, friend. There you go.
It's just an extra 3.
You're welcome.
So that probably gets him feeling pretty good.
Absolutely.
Myrin, you're next.
Okay, so I figured out a way to do this double horde breaker attack expedited. I have 4 d20s. I'm going to roll all of them at once. I may choose an elven accuracy on one of them. I'm going to move 5 feet to my left, forward left. So it should just be just around. Yep, towards Thardin, up, and then pitch back a little bit. I need some. I'm going against the wall. I was just moving along the wall. I apologize. Yep, sure. And it's going to be for the blue token is the one that I have Horde Breaker. Or I'm sorry. That I have Hunter's Marked, and I'm going to do this double attack Horde Breaker expedited. Okay, this should work out. So, one of them was a natural 20.
It definitely hits with double damage.
Okay, and then
The blue, that was the Horde Breakered one?
there was the
I mean, the Hunter's Marked one?
Hunter's Marked one was first, and then I always do the Hunter's Marked first, and then other second.
Alright.
Okay, so I'll just do that damage now, which is double damage dice. Is that double damage dice that Horde or the Hunter's Mark added to that?
You are killing this thing.
That'd be 4 d6s.
We can bypass this whole thing. You don't have to roll. It's dead.
That's a lot
it's
of math.
down. It's down.
Yeah,
We'll just say it's down.
and then the other one is, I mean, they're all pretty low rolls, but like the lowest one was a 12, and the highest one was a 17 on the second one.
They both hit.
Yep, so I'm going to take damage on that, just it's standard damage, which would be his damage total would be 15 total.
For blue or red?
Red, so blue should be down. That was
That's right.
That was Hunter's Mark damage.
Yep,
a million
you
damage.
just did take blue out.
Yeah.
You just did take blue out. Yeah, red is
And then
how
was
much?
15 damage.
That one's down too.
Okay.
So, yeah, you see Myrin step up a little bit into view and take all of those shots and take another 2 of them out.
Another rain of purple infused arrows. Thank you, Nars. Side note.
Cool. Next it will be Nars Dindrar.
Alright. Same old, same old. Firebolt, the next one.
Firebolt's the nearest one. Roll for that attack.
25 to hit.
That hits.
God, my rolls all game today. 4 damage.
So, at least you're doing some damage to it. Nars Dindrar steps out from behind the pillar, throws a firebolt at the nearest one he can see that is about to rip through Thardin's armor for all he knows. Oh, wait a second. Can you see? Let me see.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got 60 feet of dark vision, man. Of course you can see. And that is allowing you to land some support hits. Anything else on your turn?
Is Thardin looking like he's on his last leg?
Thardin, how you looking?
I just got healed, so I'm down a little bit, but I look okay.
Okay.
He says he thinks he can handle them.
All right, that'll be it then.
Okay, and you will duck behind the pillar or no?
Yeah.
Then it will be the ghouls' turn. And they will try to fall on you. One of them misses, but the other one rolled a natural 20. And so it tries to bite you, and will be 4d6 plus 9, just so you know.
You will take 16 damage, reduced 13 points of damage from this pool that just bit you right in the neck, bit a piece of skin off.
Okay.
Start to bleed from your neck. Luckily, it was not in the very important vein, the all-important vein there, but I will need you to make a Constitution saving throw at least.
Okay. A 19.
You successfully resist the poison. I guess not poison, but the undead paralysis that you felt before as these things successfully bite into you. And go ahead and take your turn next.
Okay, so praying to Mordadin,
You're facing down with two more of them. They're not flanking you or anything. They're coming at you from the same side. Green and
using
white.
Mordadin's might, I call upon his faith to attack.
Which one are you attacking?
We'll start off with the
One to your left or one to your right? The white one? You got it.
okay. All right, let's see. So I rolled an 18 plus 8 is 26.
That hits.
14 plus 8 is 22.
Those are your two attack rolls?
Yep.
Yeah, you hit them both times with your sword.
The first attack, if I kill this one, I'll switch that second attack to the other one. But let's see what happens. Okay, 8 plus 5 is 13. And I'm going to use my Divine Smite. So that adds on. Where's Divine Smite go? That adds on 3d8 more.
Damn!
So 3d8 more. So did I say, was it 14 I said? I hit? No, 5 plus 8 was 13. And then 13,
Level 5.
13 and 12 is 25. And then one more d8 is 29 points of damage. So that was the first attack.
Your first attack takes out the undead creature in one fell blow. How do you do it?
Through Mordadin's glory, I slash him right up through the groin and right to his chest, through his abdomen, through his abdomen to his chest, and then
you turn and strike the second one. Roll damage.
And
roll damage first, and then we'll see what happens from there.
All right. Let's see. So we got 4 and 5 is 11. 4.
You killed this one too.
4 and 5 is 9.
You killed it already. You killed this one too. So you're striking another death blow.
All right, and as I pull that blade out of him, I slash at his legs and bring it back up and hit him in the torso.
So you the rest of the party from their vantage points respectively see the dwarf get this ray, and you guys think that you can see it too, this little beam of light surrounding him and his foes, and you see him turn on these things that are bearing down on him at the same time and slice one up and slice the other, just like he said. You are now out of initiative.
And I scream, Paladin!
Stay vigilant.
And with that, my friends, I think we defeated them.
The four of you are standing in what looks to be a throne room. Oh shit.
So
right.
do you want to wrap here, or do you want to keep going?
It's up to you guys.
I gotta go. You guys
should
keep
wrap up
going
now.
if you
Looks like the session's coming to a close. Let's end it here, and we'll pick up here right where we left off with no foes, standing here in this throne room.
want. Awesome.